Well, hello and welcome to the channel. It's a week of holidays for me. We are going in the van, aren't we, Poppy, to West Wales. I think we're heading to Newquay today, and yeah, looking forward to it. I don't know quite what the photography opportunities are going to be like there, but I'm looking forward to getting out and away. After a couple of nice weeks in the UK, it's been snowing the last couple of days. There's no snow on the ground at the moment, but it's chilly, so I don't know what it's going to be like down sleeping in the van overnight when it's cold, but we'll see how we get on. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the road somewhere. Hello there and welcome to the channel. This week we're in Wales, West Wales and Central Wales, and really looking forward to spending a bit of time, hoping the weather is okay. At the moment it's sunny. We've had a lot of rain overnight. It was cold last night in the van, but here we are. And I took the dog for a walk first thing this morning, and on the walk I found a couple of potential shots. So I'm back here on the river. I'm going to possibly look for a composition behind me, and then there's a little waterfall just beyond that I'm going to go and take a shot of. So let's see how we get on. So I've spent a bunch of time trying to set this up for firstly a landscape and then a portrait shot. I'm trying to use this rock in the foreground with a nice little sweep around to a little promontory before it goes off down the valley, and I've struggled a bit to try and get the composition right. Small, tiny movements in the camera setup, and it totally changes the composition because you're so close to the foreground. So trying to work the composition to try and get the eye to follow through the image from this near foreground rock through the sweep of the valley and into the turn of the river. So that's what I'm trying to do. In terms of settings, I've used a polarizer and I've used a 6-stop filter. I'm getting a 4-second exposure at f9 and shooting at ISO 160. So if it comes out, this is what the picture looks like. So as you can possibly hear, we're at the waterfall location, but I can't really go down to try and get a composition because the land is private. So what I'm going to do is try and find a location which is behind some fencing, and hopefully I can get a location. As you can maybe see, the challenge, we've got backlight, which is not a terrible thing for sort of woodland photography, but it's a bit too bright at the moment, and you can see branches coming down and interrupting that waterfall. So by moving across, I hope to get an uninterrupted view of the picture. So I'm standing somewhat precariously on this fence, set the tripod up beyond the fence, and I'm now looking down. Very simple composition. I'm just trying to capture the flow of the water. So I've switched up to the 18-55 lens because the 10-24 was just a bit too wide. I needed a little bit more reach to get into where the waterfall was. I started shooting with the polarizer and then put on the 3-stop ND filter. Got a 4-second exposure, and the water was really a bit too smooth, so I've adapted timings, and about 1 second seems to be about right. If I've got this right, I'll show you the picture now. So far it's been a good day. We woke up and the camper van was cold. It was raining, but the sun's come out now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think I've got a couple of shots, not the best shots in the world, but interesting. And now I'm walking back to pick up the dog and go down on the beach. And hopefully I'll find something down on the beach to shoot as well. Well, good morning from a beach in West Wales. It's all been a bit frenetic. It's a very shallow beach, and I'm on a rising tide, so every time I set up a composition, settle the tripod, the sea engulfs us, so it's snap, pull up the beach, snap, pull up the beach, so I don't get surrounded by the water and very wet and soggy feet. Anyway, I've set up a composition here, which is I'm just waiting for the tide to come in, which is this nice boulder. So you can see here I've got this boulder in the foreground, this beautiful reds coming across the tide as it's coming in, a nice leading line of the headland down to this beautiful sunrise. I'm shooting at 160 ISO at f9, and I think it's about a 4 or 5 second exposure. Well, so that was a bit of fun. It's sort of shoot, grab the camera out of the water, run back up the beach, try and find another composition, try and set it up, shoot, jump out of the water, and move back further up the beach. I think shooting on a shallow beach in an incoming tide can always be a challenge, and certainly it's just about impossible to film and shoot at the same time. So as you can see, the sun is nearly up now. What we have on this beach is some groynes, so when the tide comes in, I'm going to have a go at probably a couple of long exposures there, but for now I'm going to try and warm up because it's very cold. Cold in the van again last night, and pretty bitingly cold here this morning. This groyne now has been engulfed by the sea, or the tide has come in, and it's now sort of ready for a bit of a long exposure. So I've put on a 10-stop filter and simple composition, and let's see what we get. Thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. And thank you very much. See you on the next one. Bye for now.